Good evening, everybody. Happy Friday to you. I hope your weekend is off to a good start. Sadly, a weekend of terrific storms and rain awaits us here in Santa Rosa. And I thought I would spend a few minutes tonight just giving some of my thoughts and a little bit of my current thinking about things in the state of Boyd down here and the state of communities. And I'll let a few more people drift in. I'm going to just get something to drink real quick. All right. I think we are underway. Good evening, everybody. And one of the things that has been a constant theme, hey, Gemini Z, nice to see you. One of the things that's been a constant theme so far in 2019 seems to be grabbing religion, whether it's for attempting to e-beg in a community, which I find very distasteful to do that. I don't mind people that attempt to preach the Bible if they're so called to do that. Hello, everybody. If you have a calling to be preaching the Bible, then by all means do it. That's my philosophy. Any engagement with the Bible, anything like that. But sometimes some of the most, I want to choose my words very carefully here, some of the most difficult things and messages that we have to grapple with in life come from people in respected positions who deal with using a religious philosophical cover, which I've certainly done, having majored in philosophy, having master's degree. But I like to give everybody their say, and I like to listen to what people say, and I like to try to take things to heart. But I also have a very great sense of history and where people stand in a community. And I also have a very real sense, and I'm just going to put it out there, hey, Vicky, of, you know, we have theoretical religion, theoretical preaching, theoretical Bible thumping, theoretical Catholic hierarchy of beliefs and confession and communion, the various sacraments. But we also have what we rarely see, especially on the Boyd, is, how you doing, Reachable, is what I call the practical side of things. In other words, it's all great to sit there and talk about taking the high road and, you know, somebody is you know, the root of the problem because they choose to associate with people of maybe a like moral fiber, lack of moral fiber, lack of moral compass. How you doing, Monkey Boy? Hi, Sherry. How are you? Hi, Susan. And sometimes things just blow me away how little is really ever done here on taking the ground towards practical applications of the messages that are supposed to come through the Bible. One of the things, hello, Cobra John, one of the things that most struck me about reading the New Testament and reading the life of Jesus was the fact that he went to great pains, and I in no way compare myself whatsoever Because it was, as the old said, I couldn't even hold his shoes. I'm just saying. But when I think about the people in the context of the, quote, moral fiber and the being of a lot of these people that Jesus associated with, you have to kind of wonder yourself, was that by accident? Could he have come on the scene and written a highfalutin book and surrounded himself with all the knowledgeable Pharisees and scribes of the time, sat in a high place in the temple, looked down on people and told the peasants to pay your taxes? But what really blows me away is you think of the cast of characters that he surrounded himself with, most notably a prostitute, tax collectors, simple, rough and tumble fishermen, not polished people. And I think when you go to divinity school, when you go to these places, you kind of, and you're raised right, you're raised the right way, and you go to the finest schooling. I think sometimes you lose track of what the real message of it all is. I have fun on the boat. I enjoy mucking around. I enjoy cutting up with people. I laugh if somebody gets, something happens on the stream. I even laugh about what happened here. Hello, everybody. But when it comes, hey, Kev, but when it comes to the real hard nuts and bolts of dealing with people, the easiest thing that seems to be able to be done in this community is to just punt people away like a football. I'll remind people that up until a month ago, I was pretty, didn't have a lot of problems here on YouTube. Some people criticized and joked about my lack of attire sometimes. But after the meetup with Dave and Becca in January of this year, the whole tenor of everything changed. Everything that was ever in my background was plowed up, harvested, loaded into the cannons, and shot. This has been the really stellar change that I've seen. The thing is, we only have certain, I'm going to put you in time, Elvis, if you can't stop spamming the chat there, okay? That's not the real Elvis, okay? That's the fake Elvis. Okay? This is not the real Elvis. I've always been very careful on YouTube, and I think many of you have been too. Just get rid of that. Harvey, get rid of that Elvis Travels, okay? Thank you. And if another one pops up, just get rid of it, okay? I've always been very hesitant to make judgments about people on YouTube. Number one, because I don't walk a mile in their shoes. Hey, RV Radio. And number two is the fact that you never know all the facts of the things that were going on. And for quite a while here, for a long period of time, probably measured in over a year and a half, I've chosen to, and pardon me, let me fix this. For over a year and a half, I've kind of chosen to ignore, some of the chatter that was coming into my ears about the way some people really thought about me, either in private chats or things, where people would congregate, or green rooms. I didn't want to believe it. I didn't want to listen to it. I just wanted to ignore it and try to get along and just have fun. Just make pretend, put that out of your head. Finally, in 2019, things came to a head and I could no longer do that. But for people to sit in judgment of me, they don't know the other side. They don't know any of that. To them, all they see is what would you call them? Not the unmentionables, what's the name of that movie? The undesirables, the throwaways. The void. And I think to myself, well, we're so quick down here sometimes to psychoanalyze people and to pull our psychology degrees out of the woodwork and choose to see things as mental issues and sometimes spiritual issues, when in reality, oftentimes it's just a matter of friendship and reaching out to somebody and at least making the effort to validate them that they count for something in a community. You may not be able to go to any other place, but you can come here and I will give you every opportunity and every chance to come on, be a pleasant person, be a happy person, be a person that contributes things, or get the boot. I've seen some positive things. When I left Dave the fisherman in early January, and as this person challenged me on this hangout tonight, we need to challenge people to be better people. Challenge people. I challenged Dave to be a better person on the buoy. Who knows over the long haul? But at that moment in time, he took up the challenge. And maybe, just maybe, he's enjoying the new direction he's going, doing his own thing. Maybe. Challenge accepted. Bergs. 3 weeks ago, Bergs was a meltdown case. Total and complete meltdown. In one night, the number of his subscribers went from 803 in 24 hours to 650, and he was absolutely, positively devastated by that. Why? Because it happened on my hangout. And the next morning, I can't believe it. Hold on a minute. Did you hear that? Yeah, sound like another accident out front. Let me double check. Hang loose, guys. Jesus Christ. Well, where's this one? Where is it? Okay. Let's bring in the kitchen. I'll be back.
She'll be back in a minute. Big accident in the street here.
This goat came down the street and sideswiped. He hit 3 cars coming down the street. He looks like he's on crack and out of his mind. Well, have that video for tomorrow. Boy, oh boy. I tell you, it's unbelievable here. That's what I tell you in life, guys. It's all a matter of perspective. If you come from the high plateaus of moral Mount Olympus, everything looks great. If you live down here on low ground, it's just another day in paradise. You see, hi Crystal, you see all the foibles and weaknesses of people. The drugs, the terrible homelessness, the problems with people deal with. It's very easy to tell people, be a better person. I challenge you to be a better person. As I was saying, the Bergs 3 weeks ago was, it was awful, that campaign. Well, since that time, I actually had the pleasure tonight of seeing Bergs begin to do food reviews and do them a nice way and do them a good way. The Street of Shattered Dreams. Yeah, you should have gone to sleep hours ago, Harvey. Now look at him today. He's regained so much of his subscriber base. Why? Because he's trying to pull in a positive direction. Because he saw himself on the Hangout and he didn't like what he saw. Took the time. You know, I like that saying in the military, we don't leave our own behind. And I remember the movie, if you ever saw Love is a Many Splendored Thing. Great music, but a pretty lousy movie. June Jones, William Holden. It's about a reporter that a guy that gets called over back to active duty. Called back to active duty, goes over as a fighter pilot, gets called up from the Air Force Reserve, gets shot down over Korea. And Mickey Rooney's a helicopter pilot off of a Navy boat, Navy helicopter pilot. It's got to go fish him out. You know, and Mickey Rooney, like, he knows he's a goner. When he lands that helicopter and then all of a sudden everyone's under fire, his copter goes down, he's in a ditch, they know they're dead. But I really think it was a pretty cool message that we don't leave our own behind, even on the buoy. So when we talk about messages, I think of morality, what people wear, how they present themselves, whether things are being done for views or not. You can tell those people, you know, Rosie's been doing the same shit for 4 years. Only now in 2019 did it come to the full fruition and blossom on here. Isn't that interesting? Well, you might be able to walk away. You might be able to call me a Hydra, but I'll be at Hydra any day of the week if there's a chance. And when I take your directive to challenge people to be a better person, and I put those big words into action and actually do something, and man, it's like a sausage factory sometimes. You know, you never want to go into a factory and see pigs being rendered parts being put into sausage. You'd never eat sausage again. This is why I tell people, if your sensibilities are offended and you think that there's some higher order of message that you want to put out there, that's fine. But you know, down here, it's like roll up the sleeves and get your hands into the swill and care enough to spend hours on the phone with somebody, to take the time to meet somebody, to spend time with them, to look them in the eye and say, I challenge you to be a better person in the community. Challenge accepted. Now, you can call it grandstanding. You can call it showboating. I like to call it having a conscience. That somewhere within these people, there's some decency. And maybe it's not going to be cured by a pill or being on a psychologist's couch. Maybe it's cured by extending the hand of friendship and believing in them a little bit. That you don't have to be so badass, and you don't have to be so, you know, such an idiot. We're going to be making my favorite dessert tonight, Pam, the coconut cream pie. We just had another hell of an accident on the front street. So if you want to send the cops on a SWAT again, they're all comfortably assembled outside here, about 10 police cars. I haven't talked to Elvis today about the brakes. I left a message on his video that it was, I said 3 words, shit job. Period. That was it. So I'm gonna go bake a pie now. My favorite pie, the coconut cream pie. I'm gonna have some fun. I'm gonna drink a few beers. I'm gonna close that hangout when it's done. And I'm going to invite people if they want to come on later and panel up and come to the slummy side of town, the broken side of town, the street of shattered dreams, and hang out if you want. Everybody's welcome. But at least we deal honestly and look shit in the face and call a spade a spade. All right. I will see you guys in a couple minutes.